I have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
Hello, everyone. Happy MLK Day. My name's Arsina, and I'm super excited to play some songs for you today on this special occasion. I am a singer-songwriter based here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm going to play some songs for you today. This first song is a song that I wrote inspired by the movie Harriet. And I just thought about, after seeing that movie, how she made sacrifices and took huge leaps of faith that allowed me to be who I am today as a woman of color and thrive. So I wanted to play that song for you. It's called Permission to Thrive. Woke up this morning and I'm feeling free. I'm feeling like I can do anything. I had a vision and it's becoming clear that I have to stay focused if I'm gonna get there. Spend all this time I'm thinking why I don't fit in. Then I realized everybody ain't going where I'm going. Got a calling on my life, gotta set the captives free, and I can't do that not being the best me. Debt free, money's in the bank, I'm saving for my first house. Yeah, I didn't know I was a boss. This is permission to thrive. Hey, taking control of my life. Ooh, this is permission to thrive. Taking control of my life. Woke up this morning and I'm feeling free. I'm feeling like I can do anything. I had a vision and it's becoming clear that I have to stay focused if I'm gonna get there. I had a vision, it's becoming clear. I have to stay focused if I'm gonna get there. I had a vision, becoming clear that I have to stay focused if I'm gonna get there. Debt free, money's in the bank, I'm saving for my first house. I didn't know that I was let's try this. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. streams. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. So many sacrifices for me. And I am their legacy.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alex Piñeres, and I have the privilege of serving as Director of Programs here at Levine Museum of the New South. Welcome to tonight's virtual celebration in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I would like to start by thanking our partners for our annual MLK Day celebration, the Second Worth High School National Alumni Foundation. Today, we have planned to meet at the historical Second Worth Gymnasium on MLK Jr. Boulevard, just a few steps from Levine Museum here in Uptown Charlotte, to celebrate in person as the beloved community that Dr. King often reminded us to work towards. However, keeping everyone's safety in mind, we decided to celebrate virtually, and we want to thank you for joining us. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge our sponsors who make all of our family days a possibility. The Infusion Fund, a partnership between the City of Charlotte and Foundation for the Carolinas, Bank of America, and Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. And most of all, I want to thank all of you for joining us and continuing to support Levine Museum as we strive to build a stronger and more equitable community by connecting people to Charlotte and to each other through history, culture, and celebration. Thank you and enjoy the program.
Good evening. My name is Coach Josh Smalls. I am one half of Granny's Boys. I am also the slam coach for Respect the Mic Slam team. I'm also part of Guerrilla Poets, and I'm a creative writing coach by nature, and I'm a full-time poet and author. Thank you. My mother said when I was born that she saw me whole. She saw facial hair that hadn't matched my skin. She said her baby boy would one day grow up to be a great man and do some amazing things with his life. That is what my mother said about me. And often, I've wondered if Alberta Williams King knew that of her son. If she knew he would shine with the word doctor before his name, the name she casted from her lips when fixing his meals and tucking him in at bed. I wonder when he was a boy, did she see his name in lights plastered on billboards with guns aimed at his mastery? Did she know that they would one day pincushion his face with an assault rifle? I wonder how his father, Martin Luther King Sr., how he saw his boy's name, branded in red, white, and bloodstains. If they knew their son had God's voice within his echo, and white supremacy wanting his backside, did they know that their son's bravery would one day leave him breathless, choked out, betrayed by best friends who once called him brother? Did they know that he was the modern-day David fighting a Goliath they could not see? That he was Daniel swallowed by the darkest den in this America? I wonder if they knew that they will still hear him today, still begging to let his people go. Maybe his voice still lives amongst the clouds, trapped in between heaven and American satellites. I wonder if his speeches mean more in heaven than they did here in America. If he knew that he would command angels to walk to a tone human beings wouldn't dance to. I wonder what God has to say. If he cries because America made Dr. King an ornament, made him a martyr but never a free man, turned his life into a memorial, never found the key to unlock the God span within his speeches. I wonder how does God feel, knowing they fit him into a moment of silence when he was the drumline to equality, to civil rights. He was the vibration spirit felt through eardrums. Can you hear it now? Bigger than I have a dream. More startling than a knock at midnight, even louder than I've heard it from the mountaintop. You see, they cannot write sermons without this rumble, without that voice, without God's approval. Yet some people saw it worthy of a death sentence. I wonder if he can march in heaven. If there's a Selma on the other side, and if that Montgomery has empty gas stations, worn out foot soles, tired backsides, and picket signs, it should feel safe to say this. But unfortunately, we can't. And he would be 92 today, shining in the bronze in the way his creator made him, lending his voice to the ancestors we forgot to listen to, 92 and still untroubled like southern oak trees, soaring high like the brown thrasher. Our king would be 92 today, still unconquered, still fighting, still unbothered, and trying to get everyone to remember exactly what he wanted: peace.
One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
Hello, my name is Devin Peterson, president of the Alpha Omicron chapter at Johnson C. Smith University. Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated was founded on December 4th, 1906 at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, by 7 distinguished college men. Our fraternity continues to promote manly deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind. The Alpha Omicron chapter is the first chapter established in North and South Carolina. Today, we want to take our time to celebrate our fraternity brother, Dr. Martin Luther King, and show our love and gratitude towards him. Thank you.
We are the brothers of the faith. We are the brothers of the faith. We are the brothers of the South. You already know. We are the Ice Cold Brothers in 85806.
I'm Marvin Price. I'm a member of the Second Ward alumni. We are a close-knitted group, and we've been together for quite some years. We try to really stay up on Brooklyn and up on the Second Ward High School. As you know, Second Ward was demolished in 1969. And that was the heart for us. You know, I'm a Tiger, I'm born and raised a Tiger, and I always will be a Tiger. When they took Second Ward away from us, it took something out of all of us. Because not only was Second Ward a part of Brooklyn, Second Ward was Brooklyn, you know. And to see Brooklyn just leave us, it was a bad feeling, you know, because I was born in Brooklyn and really raised in Brooklyn, and my family kind of moved from Brooklyn to Greer Heights when I was 4 years old. But I was raised in Brooklyn because my grandmother was there, so I had the best of two worlds. I would go from Brooklyn to Greer Heights, from Greer Heights to Brooklyn, and we'd run around in Brooklyn. I mean, Brooklyn was, we had everything right there in Brooklyn. And you had your doctors, your churches, your restaurants, everything. We didn't really have to leave out of Brooklyn. And to see that leave you, it really hurt. And every time I go to the aquatic center or down to the gym, it takes something out, you know, it just takes something out of me. Because Brooklyn was everything. I couldn't even express how much we really love being in Brooklyn. Running around, running from 1st Street, 2nd Street, Davidson Street, McDowell. It was just, you know, it was all a part of us. And to be able to be a part of Second Ward alumni means a lot, because when we meet and gather and everything, we are always talking about Brooklyn, and we are talking about Second Ward. To see the little houses in the area, it's really great. It's really great. We want so the alumni is a strong organization, and we're going to continue to work and continue to do what we're supposed to do. Like I say, whatever it takes for us to get what we want, we're going to do it. Well, the Second Ward alumni are in partnership with the Levine Museum, so you'll know more about Brooklyn, and we're going to stay in partnership with the Levine Museum, so you can learn more about Brooklyn and about the alumni and about Second Ward.
All right, so this next song is another original, and it's called So Much to Give. And I wrote this song about not shrinking back and just stepping into all that you can be, which kind of ties into the last song as far as thriving. Before we can thrive, we have to know that we are able to and believe that we can, and really step out of the shadows. So this is So Much to Give. Rest your feelings, maybe I've got so much to give. Take your time with me tonight. Lately I've got so much to give, and we just figured out how we got here. Only time could tell. But I'll put none above us, growing into confidence. Oh, it's time to live. I was hiding, so afraid of thriving, but I've got so much to give. Step out the shadows, 'cause tonight, lately, I've got so much to give. And we just figured out how we got here. Only time could tell, but I'll put none above us, growing into confidence. Oh, it's time to live, live. It's time. Take your time with me tonight. Lately, I've got so much more to give.
Good evening. I'm Karen Sutton, Community Engagement Manager at Levine Museum. This year and every year, we pause to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who advocated for equality, justice, representation, and freedom for all people. Dr. King's messages still ring true today as we continue to grapple with issues surrounding the right to vote, our most basic and precious right. In his The Negro and the American Dream speech, given here in Charlotte on September 25, 1960, Dr. King acknowledged that, quote, "The most significant step the Negro citizen can take is a short walk to the voting booth," unquote. This key action was included in his 5 recommendations that African Americans could take to fully realize the American dream. So today, we stand in solidarity with the King family and their call to action to support congressional action on voting rights legislation. We encourage each of you to spend a portion of your day educating others about the importance of registering to vote, voting in local, state, and national elections, as well as taking action in order to protect the right to vote. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and please enjoy the rest of your program.
Imagine a perfect relationship. Boy meets girl, smiles find themselves comfortable and permanent. Date nights, public affection, friendships grow into lovers who make promises for forever and ever. Special dates color code themselves on calendars in hopes of flower girls and invitations. A date is set. Families will join and become one. Signatures bond the same paperwork sacred. And then time finds them captive. Someone's level of comfort has run into a course that says now 2 hearts have shared the same space, but someone is not pleased. Someone is unhappy. Says, I've given too much to settle for occasional laughter, and happiness only comes when late night whispers finds us. And rather than to agree to separate peacefully, here we are in court. Agreement sounds like never mind. Like I never said that, and this is not what I signed up for. Relationships always sound pretty. Have a level of appeal when both sides believe in both sides, but both sides can't always be happy. Well, let's call this relationship American politics. Give it titles that it hasn't earned. Let her cheat and bend rules, fill it with amendments and bills signed by men who live with a Bible in one hand and privilege in the other. Men who label themselves for the people but never mention the people, the voters. Those who wait every 2 years to meet the next contender, to newlywed themselves, hoping this isn't just another one-night stand, and maybe this time someone's willing to give my vote a backbone more than a meaning than a next number. I know, sounds fairy tale-ish. Like once upon a 4 years, someone will sacrifice a friendship for a warm piece of the sidewalk that doesn't owe them rent. The Voters Act of '65 should have fixed this. The banning of racial discrimination and the accent of 14th and 15th Amendments basically said my vote has a colorless voice. Doesn't say I live within red lines, amongst the underprivileged, underserved, 2 blocks from Martin Luther King Boulevard. In other words, my vote doesn't say I live in the hood. Doesn't say I wear the wrong hairstyle or the wrong skin tone, the wrong political party. My vote will not offend anyone with code switching or pronouns. But like any other relationship, that part seems to matter. It always finds a way of unveiling itself at the wrong time. Job applications, police stops, voter suppression, profiling, and anything that proves me black before it says that I am human. I know. Relationships, right? the beauty in saying, I've been there for you. I've held your hand long as I could, but today I am a real American. And Constitution safely tucks me beneath its fingers, and Dixie is dancing to the wind gust of my whistle. You know, most people would probably call this poem a black man's blues, but I simply call it a love affair between you and I. Welcome home, America.
With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day.
Hi, my name is Reba Bowens with the Queen City Jenga Project, and I'm here with my friend Juan Blanco of the NC Brazilian Arts Project. And we're here today to show you about an art form that's connected to the African diaspora. We're here to show you two things, capoeira and maculelê. The first thing you'll see today is maculelê, which is a folkloric dance form that tells the history traditionally of a warrior defending his tribe. So that's why we have on the grass skirts, and typically men are topless. The other second thing you'll see is capoeira. It's an Afro-Brazilian martial art that combines music, dance, martial arts. And the unique thing about capoeira is when people often see it, they think we're dancing, and that's the whole point of capoeira. It's to disguise a martial art that was used to form us, keep people connected in a sense with their traditions, as well as a sense of perseverance and a sense of keeping sure that the things they were being taken away from, meaning migrating from Africa to Brazil during the slave trade, to keep their self strong in a form of resistance. So hope you enjoy and check it out.
Ô senhor dono da casa, nós viemos aqui lhe ver, viemos lhe perguntar como passa a voz de ser. Ô senhor dono da casa, nós viemos aqui lhe ver, viemos lhe perguntar como passa a voz de ser. Ô, mas senhor dono da casa, nós viemos aqui lhe ver, viemos lhe perguntar como passa a voz de ser. Ô senhor dono da casa, nós viemos aqui lhe ver, viemos lhe perguntar como passa a voz de ser. E como é seu nome? É Maculelê. É de onde venho? É Maculelê. Lá de Santa Amaro. É Maculelê. Mas como é o nome? É Maculelê. É de onde venho? É Maculelê. Mas como é seu nome? É Maculelê. Mas senhor dono da casa, nós viemos aqui lhe ver, viemos lhe perguntar como passa a voz de ser. Ô senhor dono da casa, nós viemos aqui lhe ver, viemos lhe perguntar como passa a voz de ser. Oi, mas senhor dono da casa, nós viemos aqui lhe ver, viemos lhe perguntar como passa a voz de ser. Ô senhor dono da casa, devagar. Eu sou menino, minha mãe soube me educar. Quem anda em terras alheias, pisa no chão devagar. Eu sou menino, minha mãe soube me educar. Quem anda em terras alheias, pisa no chão devagar.
Dr. King's teaching resonated all over the world. In fact, there are many countries and territories that also celebrate MLK Day, including celebrations in Canada, the Netherlands, and Japan. And just like there are over 900 streets named after MLK here in the US, there are many streets, schools, and centers named after MLK all over the world, including places like Cuba, Brazil, and South Africa. It is not hard to understand. As Kanish Tahur wrote on The Atlantic, and I quote, "The 20th century may be defined in the West by the World Wars and the Cold War, but for much of the rest of the planet, it was the age of decolonization, when all structures of often racial domination and power gave way to new states, new nations, and new politics. Developments in one corner of the global South echo continents away, forging bonds of sympathy and engagement. When India won independence from the British in 1947, it inspired people across Asia, Africa, and the Americas," unquote. The civil rights movement in the United States was, of course, part of that international contest. And as such, MLK's teachings not only did it shape a generation that followed here in the US, but continues to do so with many all over the world. In his last speech, Dr. King mentioned the following, and I quote, "Something is happening in our world. The masses of people are rising up. And wherever they are assembled today, whether they are in Johannesburg, South Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, Accra, Ghana, New York City, Atlanta, Georgia, Jackson, Mississippi, or Memphis, Tennessee, the cry is always the same. We want to be free," unquote. And the message of freedom was one that people all over the world found in Dr. King's teaching. Just as he wrote to Delinda Rodriguez, an Angolan student living in Brazil, who in a series of letter exchanges with Dr. King found hope and the strength to continue to fight for a better future. Dr. King wrote to her in one of those letters, and I quote, "Freedom is never achieved without suffering and sacrifice. It comes through the persistent work of tireless effort of dedicated individuals. You must also know that what is happening in other countries of Africa will inevitably have repercussions in your own country. It is impossible for Angola to stand in Africa and not be affected by what is happening in Nigeria and Kenya. And so your real hope lies in the fact that independence will be a reality in the whole of Africa in the next few years," unquote. It is not a wonder why so many places in the world also celebrate MLK Day. Thank you for joining our program, and we hope to celebrate in person again in our annual MLK Day celebration here at Levine Museum of the New South.
All right, so I'm going to close off with my song called Flying Away. I thought it was perfect for this occasion, celebrating MLK and thinking of his I Had a Dream speech, because I wrote this song at a time where I was in a dark place, but for some reason I was very optimistic about the future. And I think that's important. We need visionaries. We need people that are optimistic and hopeful and pushing for greater. So here's Flying Away. See the light at the end of the tunnel right now. It's been a long, long road, but everything lost we found. brighter day is coming. I see it 'cause we've made it very far. Just hold my hand, baby, and after this we'll know exactly who we are. Oh yes, we're flying away, and with the light upon us, there's no reason to stay. Oh yes, we're flying away, and with the light upon us, there's no reason to stay. They threw everything they had, sticks and stones, and the pool was always to try and get us alone. Oh, but there's a purpose in the fire. We can't let our guards down. Oh. We'll keep growing stronger and stronger now that the world's behind us now. Oh yes, we're flying away, and with the light upon us, there's no reason to stay. Oh yes, we're flying away, with the light upon us, there's no reason to stay. Oh yeah, we gonna get it. Oh, we'll see that it's finished, finished. No time for resentment. Oh, yeah. Fly away. Our enemies can't take it. Fly away. But let them keep on hating. Oh, hating.